Your Majesties, we regret that we can no longer serve as Baron and Baroness of your lands, and so we return our coronets into your hands so that you may give them to our successors.
We thank you.
We greatly regret that you can serve us no longer, while our barony has prospered under you. We thank you for holding our lands well and administering them capably. We will hold these coronets in our keeping until another Baron and Baroness are chosen.
The Asatru are those people most loyal to the Aesir, including mighty Odin, Thor, and Freya. They proclaim 9 noble virtues that guide us in our everyday actions: courage, truth, honor, fidelity, discipline, hospitality, industry, self-reliance, and perseverance. It is the prerogative of the Crown to honor those of their subjects who please them by continuously striving towards and displaying these 9 noble virtues, and by having enriched the kingdom in unique ways. Be it known that the Crown do proclaim Cormac and Elspeth worthy of such great honor, and henceforth name them as a Baron and Baroness respectively in the court of Lockhart and across all the 9 worlds.
You are greatly loved by the people you have served for so long, and we are pleased to consider you our friends. As all of the wonderful words and gifts that have come forward tonight have also stated, you've done a terrific job. We couldn't have asked for better from the founding Baron and Baroness of this group. So.
It's been our honour and our privilege.
For the newest court Baron and Baroness, Cormac and Elspeth, outgoing Baron and Baroness of Krae Glas. Hip hip!
Huzzah!
Hip hip!
Huzzah!
Hip hip!
Huzzah!
Tis time, the hour is here. The glasses' sands are spent. The siren calls, the mermaid sings. 'Tis time and past you went. Pay heed to us who came before and wore a coronet, to signify we too nurtured groups as landed baronets. I tended to the rowan tree where Lockhart first took root, and though I have gone, I'm pleased the tree bears ever greater fruit.
The demi-sun and swan were mine, held in Enyala's name. As my son set, another rose, and Yala grows in fame.
Mine was the button you crossed to bear. We were the first of our line. And although our coronels have passed, St. Florian de la Riviere still shines.
The winds of storm filled our sails. We kept its steady course. Through tempest and through calmer times, our land remained a force.
Some hailed from here,
some from afar, some with accents plainly told,
Some waging war,
some peaceable,
all loving this land well.
And now, like those who came before, your coronets must pass. But what is strong will surely grow, and so will thrive Krae Glas.
Skull, is there more business?
Dread King, there is a matter of law, and as you know, I am a man of the law. The matter is that of your word, and that which remains undone.
Let no man come between me and my word.
Then you need to call a blot and hear the boasts of Leif Magnuson. It was your word to recognize him in these lands by giving him title as a pelican.
Let it be.
Let those who are known as pelicans join this blot. A blot is a sacrifice to the spirits of the land. It is a sacred moment when the people gathered around, where we ask for good health, a good life, and peace and harmony between the people and their powers. We share our drinks and hear great boasts.
Hoa! Hoa! Välkommen för alla ni som smyger Ramionata Solina för Semkvarena. Esahamma kommer styra Kipom till Nioslands. Albiasta, Ivio Almoria och Sjunga och Grata. Vaho, Kemek. Vio mio barara. Marco mio oka, jag visste landet. Hoa! Hoa! Välkommen från Landistordsnios. Från Mionatationerna för Semkvarena. Fina reta irogräna och mjölk. Fia vilsa sorg och bilder. Viomila Fyrio, Vio Irum, Hotlanga, Vio Thira, Mio Bröja, Milkomea, Oka Västerlandi, had ett bygga upp mina fina på Isle happa misstextis, frio och tras monostando stågud.
I recognize Leif Magnuson. Come and kneel before me as your throat Koenig.
I assure you on that arm.
I believe.
I recognize Leif Magnuson. Let me hear the boasts.
Queen.
I have but one word to describe this man, and that word is indefatigable.
Good word.
Leif is one of those who does not let adversity get in his way. And I have but a small story to tell because most of them are not repeatable. It was at a border war, and Leif, of course, was fighting. Perhaps he should have trained, but he did not let that bother him. He was wounded in battle such that a lesser man would have crawled in a hole and died. But Leif did not. In fact, he took the opportunity to drink mead and share many stories and entertain the entire A&S pavilion for the remainder of the evening. Leif is one of those special people. I mean that in a nice way. Whose grace, good humor, and sensibility gets him through every situation. And I can only say it is with great pride that we welcome him to the flock.
A pelican must have wit, and Leif is a great wit. On the day of Frigga, he tells jokes of the father. And I recall one story that is perhaps not appropriate, but telling of his wit. For I heard a strange noise one night as somebody was making off with his banner. It was Eden. and taped it in a hard-to-reach place in the middle of the pavilion. And Leif looked upon this banner and said, "This is not a bad thing. I have a place of honour here." However, somebody thought that was amusing, and it deserves reply. And sure enough, the next morning, the sun rose on the glistening dew, and the banner of Ed and McDurra high upon the portaloo. Leif, you use your wisdom well and often amusingly.
Gilbert.
I crave to boast of this, Viking. As a new peer of this realm, I am deeply honoured to speak this now. I first met Leif on the warfield, and I was a little taken aback by his enthusiasm and surprising strength. Whilst lying on the ground, awaiting for the cries of all rise, I remember reflecting that to see him on the warfield was as to see a goat. Creative, persistent, adaptable, and a little bit silly. Yet when I think of Leif's strength, I see the strength of a Viking warrior. Pragmatic and unrelenting. When he sets his mind on something, he will vanquish it soundly. And though I met him on the warfield, it was his commitment off the field that took much longer to recognise. For all of his boisterousness, it's his ability to achieve much whilst receiving little attention that has always struck me as a master skill. Indeed, the ability to surprise an enemy with perpetual energy that they can neither grasp nor overcome has seen many an eager young warrior bested. As a knight of this realm, I admire this quality and call it tenacity, though some may call it stubbornness. It was only as seneschal that I truly began to appreciate his capacity for help. Leif can disguise help with the warmest smile and the worst pun. Indeed, I would be barking up the wrong tree to suggest his puns are a little acorny. But you will be relieved to know I would not commit such treason and try and follow in his routine. Sorry, Dreadkin. Yes, a wise warrior does not reveal his hand until it is needed, and a student would do well to watch his hands, or hooves, at work. In summary, Leif brings this kingdom strength, tenacity, and a little cheer. And it is for these prized qualities that I would commend Leif to you now. Thank you.
Wolfram.
The words I have are but off the top of my head, because as I was told by a number of his admirers, Leif has this tendency of putting things off until the last minute. Now, this is, as was explained to me, because before assistance is requested, Leif's hand goes up and says, "I'll do it." I see this as his prowess, never faltering to offer assistance. I also was told that Leif is one that, regardless of what he does, shows a joy, whether it's on the heavy war field, on the rapier field, or in offering his assistance. So therefore, I think the accolades that you're about to give him are well and truly warranted.
I've heard the boasts, and we agree. You have made sacrifices of yourself for the betterment of your king. You have made sacrifice to the land and to the sea. You have bled for your people as the pelican has bled for its young.
We will make you one of these kin.
We will make you one of these kin that calls themselves Pelican, that have mastered service. Will you now swear fealty to us?
I will swear fealty to my king and my queen, your people, and lands.
As is tradition among our people, I'll give you this ring from my hand, or my arm. Get caught in the embroidery. Place your hands upon this ring. Any oath you swear on this ring must be kept, or you sacrifice your place in Valhalla.
Leif, repeat after me. I now swear fealty.
I now swear fealty
To the crown and kingdom of Lockhart.
to the crown and kingdom of Lockhart,
To offer wisdom in council.
to offer wisdom and counsel,
To give aid wherever it is needed.
to give aid wherever it is needed,
To be ready to ride.
to be ready to ride
At my liege's right hand.
at my liege's right hand,
In support of the kingdom.
in support of the kingdom,
In good years and lean.
in good years and lean,
For peace and for war.
for peace and for war,
Mindless of all hardship.
mindless of all hardship,
Until the crown departs from their throne.
until the crown departs from their throne,
Death takes me.
death takes me,
Or Ragnarok comes.
or Ragnarok comes.
And
We, for our part, swear fealty to you,
our Pelican, to protect and defend you and
all your
house,
household, with
until
all our power,
until we depart our throne, death take us, or the world ends. So say I, Thorolf,
So say I, Hala.
Lockhart. In accordance with the laws and traditions of this kingdom, we proclaim you a master of the Pelican.
There are gifts to recognize this, a chain and medallions.
We will give them and speak of them.
Who will give them and speak of them?
I have here a medallion which is currently in my possession, and it would honour me to pass this on almost as much as its lineage honoured me when I received it. The lineage of this token begins in the west with Keth von Mainz and was passed on into Lockhart to Rowan Peregrine. From Rowan, it passed to Master Gwynfor Lewd, from Gwynfor to Stevik, from Stevik to Osgot, from Osgot to Elspeth Caerwent, from Elspeth to Gwyer, from Gwyer to Ava Del Mar, from Ava to myself. And I ask you to continue its lineage.
Such history. Such weight.
I have
Their
it.
chain.
It's Gwynfor's.
I would have you feel the weight of the fealty of this chain. Each link being earned, not by you, but by everyone before you. And that you would strengthen it with your service.
Your Majesties, those are weighty items indeed. And yet, we would also remember this day with another token from one who has gone before us and resides in Valhalla. This token was made by the man called Chips, a master of crafts, a lover of crafts, he loved to teach and to pass on these skills of his. Before he left us, he left this pelican as a sample of what he could do. It has been donated to the SCA so that we may remember him and all he provided for us. Start our lineage with this.
Master Leif, I tease you about the buffet, but it is not. This is not the place. I would have you greet your peers. Congratulations, Master Leif.
Be it known that Thorolf and Hulla, the undoubted king and queen, do this day elevate Leif to the peerage of this kingdom, and to admit him to the order of the Pelican, and to grant unto him by letters patent unique arms to bear and hold without let or hindrance throughout the known world, done by their word and hand this 15th day of October in the reign of Thorolf and Hulla. For Leif Magnusson, Master of the Pelican, hip hip!
Huzzah!
Hip hip!
Huzzah!
Hip hip!
Huzzah!
Shall we do this? We could greet in
There will be a short break before an additional court, but there being no further business in this